Hi and welcome to Coffee with My Sunshine. Today's video is part of the Colors of Christmas collab where we got to choose one color to use for all of our projects and I chose beige or cream. So let's get started. So for project number one is one that I've done before YouTube. It's a book wreath and all you're going to need is some book pages. I'm using this encyclopedia because, you know, it's not something that we use anymore. But you just want to start with your book by ripping out the pages or cutting the binding and ripping them out. Mine had really jagged edges, so you're going to want to cut it to even them out a little bit. I like these encyclopedia pages because I don't know if you can tell, but they have a really pretty gold edging. So for this part, it's super simple. You just want to make a cone. Just like that. You want your point up at the top and then you're going to tape this part. And you want it down either behind it or down a little bit further so that when your wreath is all together, you don't see a bunch of pieces of tape. And you're just going to go through and make, I think Rebecca said 120 of these cones. Okay, so the next step, you're going to take your cones when you're all done with them and you're going to lay them flat with the tip or the point, you know, make sure it's facing up. And then you want to flatten the bottom. Grab your stapler. And 1 inch from the bottom of your cone, you're going to staple. Well, about 1 inch. I didn't measure. You know, I'm all about eyeballing things. But this is going to make it so it lays flat on your board, and also it's going to give you more of like a better surface to glue to. And there you go. That's what that looks like. And then you're going to do that to all of your cones. And I'm sorry I get a little chatty here, so I apologize. And you can tell mine aren't all the same. They probably should be. But you know, when you're doing 120 of them, you tend to just keep going without like making sure it matches the last one. But it'll still work. It did on my last one that I did years ago. And fun fact, this video that Rebecca Robeson did on her channel like years and years ago was, I think, the very first video, like DIY video that I watched on YouTube. And I made that one like right away after I watched that video. I thought it was so cool, and then that's kind of just what got me started in watching videos, and then eventually years later making my own. I still watch Rebecca's channel and her daughter's now. They have this fabulous Christmas series on their channel, but oh my gosh, these houses that they decorate are gorgeous, so you can get some ideas from it. I actually, my husband and I did one of her trees that she did in her entryway. We've remade one. I'll put in a little picture if I can find one. I did a video on that, so that was a couple of years ago. So next you're going to want foam core or foam board from Craft Store or Dollar Tree. All I have is poster board right now, so that's what I'm using, and then I will glue this onto some foam board when I get it. But you want to find about the center of your board, and you're going to probably have to cut this down once we start adding the cones, but we got to see where they're going to lay before we cut it down. So then you're going to want to take one of these guys, and you're going to first make an 8-inch circle. This is how I figure it out. I don't know if there's another way, but that's how I remember doing it from school. So I did 4 inches. That way when you go like this, it will be an 8-inch circle. It's not drawing very good, but it's there. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so now we have our 2 circles, and then you're going to want to draw a line at your 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want it to be, go ahead and, you know, use a ruler and stuff. And then you're just going to put a dab of glue starting at these points, right where you put the staple. So you can either glue it onto here, and then onto the board, or right onto the board. And you want to make sure your cones are facing up when you glue them down. And this takes a while, but it's so worth it. It's really, really pretty when it's done, and it lasts for a long time if you store it right, because, you know, after a few years I didn't end up storing mine very good, so it kind of got wrinkled and messed up. So that's why I'm making another one. Alright, so now you start on this circle and do the same thing as you did with the big one. And I should have put the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock line there, but I forgot, and now it's covered. So we'll just kind of eyeball it again. So I was really excited to be invited to join in on this Colors of Christmas collab. It is hosted by Crafty Leanie and DIY with Nadia. They just asked that we all pick our favorite color or color theme that we wanted for this video, and then all of our projects had to be that color. So after you're done watching my video, be sure to check out the playlist and both of our hosts. You will love all of them. You will get tons of different color Christmas inspiration. All right, now you have the center to fill up with the rest of your cones to make it as thick and full as you want. You could even go fuller and put another layer in here, and that way it's like coming out at you. You can leave it like this and then just fill it with some pretty like ornaments. I decided to go with these bells and these little berries and a little bit of greenery. I thought that would be really pretty and festive. And my last wreath I cut out a circle, like a cardboard circle, and attached the decor onto there. That way it was easier to pull off if I wanted to change out the little centerpiece. But this is what mine looks like all done. I put it up on our fireplace. I have a really weird arch on my fireplace that's hard to decorate, but it happened to have a hole right in the center, so that's where I usually hang our wreaths or signs or whatever. I just stuck a nail in there. But I love this because it's so huge and chunky and really, really pretty. Let me know what you guys think of this one. And if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and join our YouTube family. Don't forget to pop into the comments and say hi. And also leave me some of your favorite DIY or video types to watch. I love getting new inspiration and new ideas. And on to project number 2, which is a Pottery Barn dupe. I just fell in love with that garland on the table, or which it looks like ornaments to me, so that's what I'm using. Okay, for this one, it's going to be super simple. All you need is some sort of plastic, like the shatterproof ornaments. I got these at Dollar General for $3, and you're going to need some kind of twine or ribbon, rope, whatever you want to use. And you can either use a drill. This has a screwdriver head, but you could either use a drill to get the holes in the top of the ornaments, or I'm going to try and use my hot glue gun, which I've seen in a couple videos, you know, when they do those huge ornaments. So we'll see if it works for these. Funny how they say shatterproof, and when I opened it, one's already broken. So So I will try with the broken one first. That way if it doesn't work, I don't ruin too many of them. That worked really easy. So you don't have to get your tools out. So you just want to kind of set it there till it starts to, I guess, burn a hole or melt it. Melt the plastic and then just keep wiggling it. Cool, seems to work really well. Okay, so they're all done. And then you could leave them like this. That would be really, really pretty, but I'm going to take these ones and paint them that really pretty beige color, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got them all on pencils. You can use those skewer sticks if you have them. Oops. And then I just took off the little toppers, and then I'm just gonna coat them with some of the beige paint. So this is a simple part. You're just going to thread your twine or rope or ribbon right through each hole. And you want to make sure that you leave yourself way more than you'll probably need, because you're going to want to string all 12 or however many you have, plus leave room for the knots in the middle. And then that's going to be in between each little ornament. I do love how these turned out. I was a little worried painting over the red because I thought it was really pretty. But I think it's cool because you can just barely see the snowflake on either side. But it can still be used, you know, in the winter and stuff too, instead of just, you know, Christmas time. So I'm just going to thread them all on. Okay, so if yours is being a pain like mine is and not going through the bulb, you can do this with a paper clip. Just unfold it and then tape it to it. Just like that. That way you can kind of steer it into the bulb to go straight. Just like that, and then you're just going to keep going. And I'm going to alternate between the, you know, just the flat one, the one with the snowflake, and then the ones that had glitter on them, which I like them because they have like a really cool texture to them from the glitter. When you tie the knots, you want to make sure that the other ones that you've done are tight to each other. I mean, you want a little bit of play, but you don't want to tie a knot and have it be up here and then you have all this room. So just make sure it's where you want it before you really tighten up that knot. So let me know what you guys think of this. I'm also going to make some more, but I'm going to leave them the red, white, and silver, or red, white, and glitter. I thought that was really, really pretty. Project number 3. This was inspired by Yami at the Latina next door. This is a candelabra that I got at Goodwill. It is very grungy, and I got this idea because a couple weeks ago I did a collab with Yami from the Latina Next Door, and she found a candelabra similar to this, but hers was a little better looking to start with. But I fell in love with it because I had an idea for one after I saw hers. So I'm going to try and recreate it. Mine was $3.99, and as you can tell, it's pretty grungy and dirty. So I'm just going to clean it up and give it a good paint job. So stick around. So these are the colors I'm going to use. Since my color is beige, I went with this smoky beige in satin. I don't know if you can tell outside. But I'm also going to do these top pieces gold, because like I said, I loved how Yami's turned out. So I'm going to try and mimic it. And I'm going to start with the gold only because I think it'll be easier to tape it off afterwards to do the beige. And I'm going to start with it upside down because then I can flip it over and paint the tops and not worry about ruining the paint job. I'm leaving in these spray painting clips for the people that love to watch spray painting. So let me know in the comments if you guys liked this kind of video and if you liked the creamy beige color that I picked for my theme, and also what colors would you have chosen for your projects. Then after that was fully dried, I'm going to take some foil to cover the top parts because I'm going to paint the rest that creamy beige. I think it turned out really, really nice. There's some spots I might end up trying to sand down and then painting again. She always has to be wherever the camera is. So apparently she's going to be in the shot. So here you go. She always has to be around when there's something new. So I'll show you in a second what actually came to mind when I saw Yami's that she did in her video. I want it in our entryway in our really large window. So this is where I actually want to put those candles, right up in this window. I think it would be so pretty in that window. What do you think? All right, well, that is all for today. Let me know which project was your favorite. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me today and for all your love and support. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to check out the playlist in my description box, and I'll see you next time. Bye.